Okay, so now we know that the sovereign American has been made a fool of, has been exploited, and has been used by the United States Incorporated, which is a foreign government or a foreign corporation located in the District of Columbia, which is located in Washington. I mean, the 14th Amendment was never even ratified, or it was not formally considered or passed. Okay, so here we are, 14th Amendment citizens of the United States Corporation. Anyway, let me tell you something. Not only have we been in bankruptcy since 1933, or not only rather has the United States Incorporated been in bankruptcy proceedings since 1933, they never ever revoked, or the presidents have never ever revoked President Roosevelt's national emergency status that he placed the United States Americans under since 1933. So since March 1933, the United States has been in a state of declared national emergency. Under the powers delegated by these statutes, the President may seize property, organize and control the means of production, seize commodities, assign military forces abroad, institute martial law, seize and control all transportation and communication, regulate the operation of private enterprise, restrict travel, and in a plethora of particular ways control the lives of all American citizens. A majority of the people of the United States have lived all of their lives under emergency rule. For some 63 years now, freedoms and governmental procedures guaranteed by the Constitution have, in varying degrees, have been abridged by laws brought into force by states of national emergency. From at least the Civil War, in important ways, shaped the present phenomenon of a permanent state of national emergency. So, I mean, you know, we're saying, well, how come they're not listening to us? And what about our rights? We don't have any rights. When we're in a state of national emergency, all our rights are suspended. The Constitution is suspended. And the thing is that the Republicans, the Democrats, and the Independents, whoever are serving now as representatives, they know that the United States has been in a state of emergency for the last 60 years, and nobody's ever talked about it. They talk about the 14th Amendment as though it was formally passed, and they never talk about the fact that, hey, we want President Obama to revoke the national emergency status that the Americans are under. They haven't done that yet, and they don't plan to. This is the reason why they can take advantage of us and take our liberties from us and take our freedoms from us, because we don't have any. Since 1936, I believe it was, Americans have been, they have been labeled enemies of the state, or enemies of the United States Incorporated. Congressman James Beck said that, I think of all of the damnable heresies that have ever been suggested in connection with the Constitution, the doctrine of emergency is the worst. It means that when Congress declares an emergency, there is no Constitution. This means it's death. But the Constitution of the United States, as a restraining influence in keeping the federal government within the carefully prescribed channels of power, is moribund, if not dead. We are witnessing its death agonies. For when this bill becomes a law, if unhappily it becomes law, there is no longer any workable Constitution to keep the Congress within the limits of its constitutional powers. And this is the reason why they do what they do. This is the reason why Nancy Pelosi, Reid, all of the guys up there, the liberals, the progressive, because the joke is on us. The joke is on the stupid Americans that didn't know that we've been under, been declared enemies of the United States government for the last 60 years. We just didn't know that. And I mean, you know, there are hundreds of thousands of people that are living as sovereign citizens, the way it was meant to be, the way our Constitution intended it to be. You know, and they're doing it without Social Security cards, without driver's license, without having to pay taxes. Did you ever know that there was such a thing as a W-8 form? I never knew of a W-8 form. But there is one. Make sure you go in and Google W-8 form and look at that. It allows people to be exempt from taxes. Okay, because once you regain your citizenship, your state citizenship, your sovereignty, and you tell this foreign institution, the United States government, that I don't want your benefits, I don't need your benefits, you take it back and just give me back my sovereignty as a person to my state. there's a lot of people that's doing it. So don't say that it can't be done. I mean, it takes a lot. There's forms that need to be filled out. I'm leaving you all the links to do this. But I think that if enough Americans would begin to regain their sovereignty and take back their constitutional rights, the inalienable rights that were given by our Creator, which the liberals and the statutes that they have imposed upon us desecrates and obliterates, then what is the federal government going to do? What is this foreign entity going to do when the citizens begin to take back their sovereignty and tell them, we don't need your interference, we don't want it, we can do it on our own? I mean, they have set up, this is underground basically, but they have set up whole services that that we have from the foreign government. They are setting up the same services that this foreign government have for those people that are taking the necessary steps to become sovereign again. Okay, so it can be done. I'm leaving you the links. As I find out things, I'll make videos and give them to you. But this is some real bullshit that these people have placed us under. That's why I said, who the hell can we trust? And people want to get on me for saying that 9/11 was an inside job. The United States government isn't for the American people. It is a foreign corporation. So hell yeah. In order for them to get more money, yes, the American citizens are considered treasonous. They're considered to be enemies of the United States government or the United States Incorporated. So yeah, of course they would declare war on people that they already have assumed and have placed into law as being enemies of this entity. The United States government is a foreign entity. Don't forget that. It is not governed by anything but the England or the British way of doing things. We're under subjection to the British law. We're under subjection to the British rule. Our money goes to the IMF, which is an international fund. The British rule over everything, okay, that pertains to Americans. So we thought that we had actually gained our independence, and we didn't. They just found a way to subvert it, and our representatives had carried on and facilitated this subversion. I'm out.